The Netherlands are coached by Keys and Rizzolar. And now make some noise for your home five wearing red, Team Canada. Number 4, Nick Goshen. Number 10, Lee Madigan. Number 14, Tyler Miller. Number 15, Garrett Austin-Shuck. And number 21, Colin Haynes. Canada is coached by Matteo Ferriani. We now come to ask that you please rise and kneel for the national anthems of both the Netherlands and Canada. Veuillez maintenant vous lever si vous pouvez pour les hymnes nationaux du Pays-Bas et du Canada.
Basketball Canada National Training Centre at the Toronto Pan Am Sports Centre in Scarbourough. Today we feature the Canadian Senior Men's National Wheelchair Basketball Team and the visitors from the Netherlands. I'm Steve Clark, joined by five-time Paralympian Patrick Anderson. He'll be color commentary for today's broadcast on CBC Gym and the Wheelchair Basketball Canada YouTube channel. Before tip-off this afternoon, we'd like to acknowledge the land we're gathering on today as the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples. It is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people, and we acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13, signed with the Mississaugas of the Credit, and the Williams Treaty, signed with multiple Mississauga and Chippewa bands. Patrick Anderson, I know you'd probably rather be competing down on the court, but you joined me up in the booth as you are injured. Why don't you give us a little bit of an update and a timeline on your injury?
Yeah. Glad to be here, not glad to be here. Yeah, I hurt my wrist about 6 weeks ago, so I'd hoped to be back by now. Not in the cards, so I'm watching today, but I'm going to get ready. later on this summer once I'm healthy and be ready for Worlds when they come around. Should we get down to Brazil and qualify in a couple weeks?
And that is the big thing. It's the qualification for the Worlds. Canada has Argentina, Brazil, and Mexico. 3 very, very intense days that could determine the fate. This is a big tune-up for them, isn't it?
It really is. The Dutch are a great team. They also give us a little glimpse of what the team will see down in Brazil. A lot of height relative to our guys' agility and skill. So it's a good test. But yeah, there are no easy games. There are no sure things anymore at the qualifying stage, which is exciting for the sport. But adds a little pressure to our guys. So we'll see how they do today.
And certainly getting tested by one of the top teams in the world in terms of the Netherlands. And it's nice to have a test against the best to really get you to where you need to be.
Yeah, these guys bring a lot of height, speed, and chemistry. They kind of retooled in the last few years and have sort of increasingly just sort of come together as a team and gotten better and better. So great test.
Let's get to the starters before we get to the tip-off for the visiting Netherlands. Number 0, Frank de Jong. Number 1, Robin Pogenwisch. Number 2, Mendel Opendorf. Number 15, Quinten Zentengay. And number 23, Mustafa Korkmaz for Canada. It's number 4, Nick Gonchin. It's number 10, Neem Melimik. Number 14, Tyler Miller. Number 15, Garrett Ostepchuk. And number 21, Colin Higgins. And we'll be underway. And boy, how about the starting 5 for Canada today? Who are you looking at to excel?
Garrett, he's new to the starting lineup, sort of coming in for in a role that Bo has traditionally played in the last couple of cycles. Very different player, though. He's a little smaller, but quicker, and he's a very, very tenacious competitor on both ends of the court. So, but he's small, so when he's really aggressive with his chair, but he's going up against guys that are 40, 50 pounds heavier than him often. So we'll see how he deals with the physicality of the Dutch, because they are very physical.
Gonchin and Opendorf will tip it up. We're underway, and it is the Dutch who will control, with Pogenwisch working it up top. He'll work it to the right side, get a screen, and skip one all the way across for Korkmaz, and the shot is up, and it's good, and the Dutch are on the board, 2-0.
That'll be something to watch, because Korkmaz is the one guy that you definitely got to worry about hitting consistently from outside with this team, at least up to this point. So we'll see how aggressively Canada decides to jump him if he gets hot here early.
Canada will work the perimeter, their first offensive foray, and it is Gonchin with a 3. So a good start for Canada. Again, Korkmaz, and they are going to call a foul on the play.
So it's the flip side for the Dutch. How aggressively are they going to jump Nick? They're Nick and Korkmaz in a sense play a similar role in the guys that open up the court for everyone else by being dangerous and getting hot from outside.
So another screen will free up Korkmaz, and he's got the first 4 points of the game for the Netherlands. Dutch will show some pressure. Canada able to break it easily, and it's Melimik isolated against de Jong, and he's looking for support. It comes in the form of Higgins, and now Canada 10 seconds on the shot clock to work with. Higgins with a dribble, a Miller screen to work with, and he's got to throw one up, not the shot that he wanted as the shot clock was winding down.
Some presses are designed to steal the ball, others just to steal time, and that was an effective one. Example of the latter there.
Great steal by Melimik. And now Canada looks to capitalize off of the turnover. Higgins had a better look this time. The shot was a little bit short. And Korkmaz with the rebound, and he'll bring it over half court himself.
Oh boy.
Lob down low, little time to work with, and Pogenwisch banks it off the glass for 2. Here's that pressure again, Patrick.
Yeah, they got 4 up now.
Broken effectively by Canada. And Higgins out of bounds, remaining with Canada halfway through the shot clock. Higgins, Gonchin has to turn to get the ball. 5 on the shot clock. Great look inside for Miller. He has to turn, and with the hook shot, can't get it to go.
The press is looking good early for the Dutch. Yesterday I felt like it opened up Canada and helped them get into some good offensive action. And so backfired a little bit on the Dutch, but so far...
And inside there's 2 more. For the Dutch, just pocket wash, so it's going to be a quick timeout. And what have you seen in the early going that would spur that timeout?
Well, Bogdanowicz is somebody you got to keep an eye on at all times. He's got great chair skills, and so him slipping in there for that easy 2, and then in that last one as well. I don't know, that's it's one thing for guys to be hitting jumpers outside on you. You may make a decision whether you want to jump them aggressively or not. It's another thing to be letting these guys in for early, easy baskets. So I'm sure that's what this timeout is about. Got to defend the paint first.
2:59 into the first. It is the Netherlands 8 and Canada 3. You did make reference. 3rd time these teams have played each other. I wonder how many secrets there are, or if teams kind of hold back a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. They're still a ways from the world, so I don't know if anyone's really holding back any X's and O's, special plays, of stuff of that nature. But yeah, I mean, I think it'll just be interesting to watch them continue to press here and how Canada, how they handle it. They don't necessarily have as many ball handlers, as experienced ball handlers as the Dutch do. So I think they're willing to make that bet right now that Canada can't make them pay for being extended all over the floor like this.
Gonchin up, Miller, and now it's a 2-on-2 for Canada if they want to utilize it, but instead Miller will preach a little bit of patience and now goes to the left baseline. Creates a little bit of space for himself. It's an open look, and it's a jumper for Melanick. It's good.
It's good recognition of Colin to attack the mismatch with the ball and set up Lee on the opposite side.
Shots a little bit strong from Kirkmaz. Offensive rebound, and there's a foul called on the play as Oppendorf grabbed the offensive rebound. So Gonchin will pick up the foul. Oppendorf will head to the line to shoot 2. First one is up and it's good. Now the rules of wheelchair basketball, every player has a rating ranging from 1 to 4.5, and you can't exceed 14 on the floor at any one time. That's correct?
Yeah, at the international level. Some clubs will play with that number. Sometimes it's 15 points, sometimes 15 and a half, but yeah, at this level it's 14 points.
Melanick stripped on the weak side by Kirkmaz.
That's great defense by Jeeb, muscling number 2 there. He's definitely their most physical and aggressive offensive player.
And now the Dutch, a long way from the basket, will queue up a 3-pointer, and Hagenwish is no good. And there'll be a foul called against the Netherlands. Korkmaz will pick it up. And there, you're right, Canada picked up the aggression, and it was a better half-court set for them. Gonchin, great spin on the perimeter, gets a little bit of space, and now out of the double team, it was a lobbed pass out of bounds, last touched by De Jong.
De Jong going to hand on it. He doesn't move so well, but he's a long guy and a great finisher inside, so he makes use of his height on both ends of the court pretty well.
Gonchin squares up, shot is short. Hagenwish will bring the ball up. Kirkmaz, open look. No, long rebound claimed by Zantengay. And then we'll call, looked like a travel and a turnover.
Not sure what they're calling. You're not allowed to touch the ball if your chair is also touching the ground, as in the frame of your chair as opposed to your wheel. So the ref must have saw that, called the turnover.
Netherlands 10, Canada 5. We've played 4:43 and running. Aggressive is Hagenwisch on the defense, knocking it out of bounds.
That's a tough one. One of the reasons he's a Class 2 is because he's got his left arm is affected. So when you're passing to him, you got to kind of keep in mind that you got to favor his right side and lead him on the right side. And that time, Higgins passed to his left hand. He wasn't able to go in there aggressively.
Great three-point shot by Colin Higgins. Higgins, who's taking sport management at the University of Missouri, hit that last three, and then there's a foul up at the other end.
Number 15, Garrett Ossenchuk. That is his first, his third.
So Ostepchuk will pick up the foul. First foul shot is short.
It's already 3 team fouls for Canada. Yesterday they put the Dutch on the line quite a bit. They were in bonus a lot. Didn't make them pace as much as they might have. So that'll be another thing to watch as the game goes on here. But with the Dutch's relentless sort of pressure on offense, it's hard not to pick up those fouls.
Canada has lost both times to the Dutch this week, but there was one close matchup and then one that was a little bit more separation between the two teams, as there's a foul call this time against Dutch. Opendorf put his hand up in the air, indicating he's the guilty one.
Yeah, yesterday the Canadian guys bounced back from a couple of losses earlier in the week and really showed a lot more sort of ability to contain the Dutch and keep them out of the paint. Use smart fouls. Sometimes you want to put them on the line rather than give up layups, and especially in the open court.
Miller inbounds the ball. He gets dumped. Merrimack, nice little give and go work with Gonchin, but he got kind of trapped with a couple of Dutch defenders. They come up with the steal. Hagenwisch moving the floor, or the ball up the floor. Zantingay skips it over. Nice move, and they're going to call. Looked like a violation against the Netherlands. The Netherlands haven't really backed off the pressure here in the first quarter, as Higgins gets a Melimack screen to work with, and then another screen from Ostepchuk, and he's got his second three-pointer of the afternoon. And we're all tied up at 11 as we go inside 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Lob down low, but unable to handle the pass is Opendorf. It's a turnover and the ball back to Canada. Canada, Patrick, starting to get a little momentum in their game.
Yeah, it's great to see Colin roll into those threes. That's something he's added in the last year or two, and he plays in the college down in the States with a shorter line, so he really lets him fly down here, but that doesn't always translate with players with the international line, which is a good 2 feet further out. But he seems to be making the transition pretty well so far this summer from what I've seen.
Missed a three there, but the offensive rebound tracked down by Melimik, and now Higgins was all jammed up beyond the three-point line. Just 5 seconds for Canada to work with on the shot clock. Gonchin has got to force one up. And it's out of bounds to the Netherlands. How many kind of diagram plays do you have for inbounds with the shot clock winding down?
That's proprietary information.
No, I'm not asking
that's
for
the right
the
term. Just a number. Use one number.
Yeah.
We don't have so many diagram plays. I don't know about the Dutch. It's a little tough in wheelchair basketball because you can't just necessarily cut across the key to get in your spot to set up, as you can in able-bodied basketball. So a lot of the times you kind of have to work with what you're presented with in terms of your position on the court.
32.2 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play.
We used to have an inbound play called counter where I'd throw it in, I'd get it right back, and then I just got to use like 4 picks going all the way around and see what opened up. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was my favorite play.
Almost like Hoosiers run the picket fence. Same thing,
yeah, we
set
ran
a
one
bunch
of
of
those.
screens.
Yeah, exactly. I felt a little spoiled on that one. Guys like, I'd run Joey Johnson, legend, his pick, and then I run around and get Jamie Borisov's pick, legend, Richard Peter, so.
Joey Johnson, who has remained with the program as an assistant coach.
Yeah, he's down there on the end talking to Jazzy.
It's a bit of a clock malfunction. It's 3:13 and running as there's a offensive foul called against Canada.
Canada number 10, the young man called it Russia's a second personal foul. Team 4.
So 2 for Melimek as he picked up his second. Something to keep an eye on. Kirkmaz, they've looked for him a lot here in the first quarter. Here's Pogenwish from outside as the shot clock winds down and he was nowhere near the basket.
He can hit some shots, but that's what they want to give up. Canada's happy with that defense.
Great transition basketball ran by Canada. Melimek wanted a call at the other end and didn't get one. And now the Netherlands will look to run a little transition. Kirkmaz. Great defense by Melimek, and he stayed right with him, but right into the key. With plenty of space to work with, it's Open North, and he banks one home. Up it goes for Gonshin, who could work one-on-one against Open North, but he chooses to wait for support. 10 on the clock. Melimek passes up a look. Higgins with a great move. And fouled on the play and will go to the line to shoot 2. Good offensive sequence by Canada.
Yeah, that was nice. I mean, some teams have bigs that could just sit on the edge of the paint and shoot over those guys. Our bigs are a little smaller. So sometimes it looks like a mismatch. There's not enough airspace for him to get a shot off, but to see him make a move like that and get to the basket is nice.
Chad Jasmine getting his first action as Higgins goes front rim.
And one of the things about G being in there for Bo, that wins him a half point, so they can play a 1-5, bring a 1-5 in for Lee, who's a 1. So that math gives Coach Mateo some more options.
Higgins 1 out of 2 from the line. Good close matchup here between the Netherlands and Canada in the first quarter. Inside 2 minutes to go, Netherlands by 1, 13-12. Kirkmaz is open, but they're going to call a foul away from the ball. Looks like Higgins picked it up.
His first personal foul, team's 5th. And now Oppenheim will shoot 2.
So Optenoff on the line as Canada's hit the penalty. Two out of 2 from the line. Miller inbounding, and again, pressure by the Netherlands. They back it off a little bit. Higgins with a spin, creates a little space for himself. Great look underneath, but the shot is no good from Jasmine, just had it spin out. Kirkmaz back up the floor. Lane to the basket with the scoop. No, Miller with the clear. And now Canada running transition basketball. Higgins, though, will pull it back. Gonchin for three. It's the third three-pointer of the quarter for Canada. We're tied at 15. So Canada making it work from the three-point line. Dumped down underneath, and a couple players tumble out of their chair, but it goes right to Opendorf, and he scores. And Gonchin has to reset himself with a word for the official, it looks like.
It's hard to see what happened there. It's a bit of a tough break for these guys, or for our guys, but.
Ostapchuk. Here's Jasmine. Isolated against Opendorf. And it's stolen away by Korkmaz. Opendorf skips it across. Zantingay. Korkmaz, jumper, bit strong. Canada can hold for the last shot. Gonchin will be patient. And they're going to call, looks like an offensive foul for an illegal screen against Canada. Then we get all sorts of contact away from the ball, with Opendorf ending up being knocked over, and it's getting a little physical out there.
There's a little bit of dead ball action down here because he's going to go shoot free throws, I think.
So it looked like Canada picked up 2 fouls on that sequence. The original one was against Miller, and then Higgins picked one up. Guess these guys have played each other 3 times this week. Probably sick of banging into each other and contacting. And
this is the fourth game, actually. So yeah, that's how these test series kind of start out friendly and end up getting a little chippier as the week goes on. It's, unfortunately human nature, but that makes it sort of a different mental challenge as each game, which is a good thing.
Yeah,
to kind of fight through that, but. I don't think they called the second foul. I think it was a dead ball because the first foul was puts this guy on the line.
So Opendorf is on the line.
Let's see what he does from the free throw line because the way he plays and the number of fouls he draws, it's very impressive. And if he's a guy who can go up and step up to the line and hit 75-80% of the free throws, he's going to put a lot of pressure on teams.
So Canada, can they get a shot off in the last 2 seconds? Great play, ran at the buzzer, no. Good set run by Canada. 1 quarter in the books here at the Toronto Pan Am Centre. Netherlands 17, Canada 15. Back with the second quarter after this on CBC Gem, Sports Canada TV.
A lot has changed since you got your last perfect vehicle. You met someone. You got a dog. Your best friend met someone too. You got new interests. A new hobby. You felt a little more adventurous. You found a bigger hobby. You explored a little more. You needed a vehicle that reflected the new you. You found it. The all-new Toyota Corolla Cross. Your new perfect.
1 quarter in the books. Netherlands 17, Canada 15. Toyota Canada, proud mobility partner of Wheelchair Basketball Canada. Toyota's partnership with Wheelchair Basketball Canada represents their commitment to mobility and movement for all through vehicles, sports, experiences, and more. Patrick, good first quarter of basketball, physical. What were your impressions?
Yeah, when Canada's hitting shots, we look pretty good. We kind of have to. We don't have the height some of these other teams have, but, Steph and Clay proved that you can win a championship, hitting threes, and so we need to embrace a little bit of that and step into those shots confidently, especially Nick and Colin, and they did that in the first quarter and it paid off. So not only is it good when those shots go in, but even when they miss, there are more live rebounds, and we have, as a smaller team, we have a better chance of getting those rebounds. So it opens up offensive rebounding opportunities for us, more possession. So, but the three-point revolution hasn't quite hit wheelchair basketball the same way as it has able-bodied basketball. So we're sort of playing with that philosophically as well.
Some may say that's a good thing because able-bodied basketball has become three-pointers and inside moves and then nothing in between.
It's a glut of threes. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily appeal to my taste, but I mean, Golden State pulls it off in a way that's still very exciting to watch. So, but I think there is room to grow. I mean, they moved the three-point line out internationally about 10 years ago, and it took our sport a while to get used to that because it's adding 2 points or 2 feet to a shot. That's tough when you're sitting down. You don't have your legs to generate power. But I think 10 years later, the percentages are starting to come up. Three-point shooting is starting to come up. So you see, I think the numbers creeping upwards.
So Canada making a few changes here in the second quarter. Bo Hedges with the ball right now, one of those new substitutions. And the veteran makes an immediate impact, tying the game, banking home a jumper.
Well, that's what Bo does. That's what Bo has always done. He can step into those jumpers and knock them down with the best of them.
Here's Hagenwish, lobs it down low, and banking it off the glass for two is DeJong.
As I mentioned, he's got a lot of length for Class 1. You don't see a lot of Class 1s posting up inside, but he's one of the rare ones that does, and they look for that as a team.
Reed D8th into the game as well. Gonchin with the balls. Mack inside. Almost able to count it, and the foul was D8th, but he'll get 2 shots. And Reed D8th, one of these younger players, Patrick, who Canada's hoping can step up.
Yeah, I mean, Reed was on a great trajectory as a young player in our program on our junior under-23 team, and then I, ran into him 6 weeks ago and didn't get up, and so he had to step into, in a lot of ways, my role and pick up my minutes, and so his development has been necessarily accelerated this summer, and the way he's responded to that, it's been really one of the highlights of the summer so far. He's talented. He's also big, and he for our team anyway, and he's feisty. He's a real competitor. He's got some edge to him.
Shot is up, and it's no good. And then a collision in the backcourt. Gonchin and Hagenwish, who seems to be involved in a lot of collisions here in the early going.
Nick is very clever about initiating contact in ways that benefit him. You got to watch out with those. Sometimes they'll call out offensive. You don't give the defensive player enough time when you hit the brakes in front of them, but that was a nice one.
Gonchin, another three-pointer, and Canada has the lead 20-19. Right back down the floor. Netherlands will turn the ball over, so momentum swing towards Canada. Boosted by some great three-point shooting. Gonchin. Dieth is trying to create a little havoc with a screen. Here's Hedges. That pass is stolen away by Hagenwish, and he'll move up the floor. Creating some space for himself. Oh, there's a lane for him to take it right to the hoop. Knocked away on a good defensive play by Dieth.
You saw on that last offensive possession for Canada. I mean, teams want to put the ball into, get the ball into other people's hands besides Nick and Colin, make them make plays. So
Hagenwish spins and banks home 2 more. He's starting to have his way inside. So Gonchin. Inside led. Melimik just a little too much with that pass. Looked like, Patrick, it was a good idea.
It was a good thought. We've had games with Lee. He's one of the guys that's really given us a nice boost these last couple of years with his development. He can really finish inside at a number of different angles, which is important for Class 1. You don't really have the time and space to get in there and get comfortable and square up and everything. You got to kind of be able to finish at different angles. He's really good at that. So it's one of the ways we try to keep teams honest for over jumping our big guys is actually feed into those little guys and let them take a crack at finishing those layups to the side. So we'll look for him to do more of that, and that's why they need to keep Lee. One reason they need to keep Lee out on the court. I know he's got 2 fouls right now, but his finishing is really important.
De Jong with the offensive foul. Canada with the ball back again, and he has been smooth all afternoon long. Gonchin hits one from outside. The 8th knockdown, he gets right back up and into the play, but right down the middle with the left hand, it's Hagenwish. 23-22 for the Netherlands. Melimick inside, Gonchin, touch pass. They work the 2-man game. Skipped all the way across. Hedges with an up fake to the left baseline. That's a tough shot, but he nailed it.
It's a nice move.
4 points off the bench for Hedges. And now he gets his name on the score sheet via foul.
That was a smart foul, and that's, with Garrett's development, allowing Bo not to play so many minutes not only preserves him, I can say that's as an older guy, but as an older player, but also allows him to use his fouls a little bit more. And Bo's one of the smartest guys in our program, that our program's ever seen, so he really does know how to use those fouls smartly, intelligently.
Talking to a couple of the players, with Bo Hedges being one of them, no plans to retire, as a shot from the foul line is no good. And then you get a guy like Tyler Miller who says he's taking it tournament by tournament. But, these guys have been around the program, like yourself, for a long period of time. I don't know where you're at in terms of, obviously, you're hoping to return and keep going.
Game by game. No, I definitely want to stick around through Worlds, and we'll take it from there.
Too far to look ahead at the Canada hosting in 2026?
Oh, it's enticing. I really wish we'd won that 2022 bid, but
5 on the shot clock. Gonchin with a rare miss, and that 2026 World Championship will be in Ottawa.
Yeah, it was part of the bid process for 2010. We tried to get the Worlds in Vancouver and came up short. So it's a pretty frustrating, disappointing thing, because, Wheelchair Basketball Canada puts a lot of work into to really submit a very detailed and thoughtful bid. So we lost the bid in 2022, but took them to turn around and award us the 2026 bid. It was very rewarding. I think, WBC is going to do an amazing job with it.
You're right. The bid process for any major international competition, you're right, grueling is a great way to put it. I call 3 seconds in the key against the Netherlands.
Yeah, our organization, they're in the trenches, just like we put in the work, on the court. Like, for them, that's a lot of work and a lot of passion that goes into that. And when you come out with a loss, it feels just like losing a basketball game as an athlete. It can be really discouraging, but yeah, really happy that's coming up.
Gonchin misses an open 3. Canada a 1-point lead as we approach the midway points of the second quarter. Open north. And they're going to call a foul away from the ball against Canada. And that's the 3rd for Melimick. And here we'll have to sub out for the rest of the half at least.
Well, looks like he's staying in for now.
They're keeping him in. Yeah, it's Miller for Jasmine. Leaning shot is good from up to north, and he has been very effective all afternoon long.
That was a tough finish. It looks like he an easy shot, but it's not. And Canada, in a sense, can live with that. At least it's not a layup, not an easy one, right underneath the basket.
So Melimick will stay in with 3 fouls. He's got an open look here. Will instead go for Gonchin, across for Hedges. Thought about the shot, dumps it down low. Oh, tough pass inside to Miller, who fought hard to get that ball. And a foul called against the Netherlands.
I'd personally be excited to see Nick step into that 3, and I think that's the difference between NBA able-bodied basketball and wheelchair. It's just like, Steph would never pass up that shot, because if he puts up 23s in a game, no one blinks an eye. But
Melimick with the shooter's roll. He'll be happy to get his name on the score sheet for something other than fouls.
Well, he's one of these guys with a real natural touch. The ball just comes off soft and goes up soft. So he has real potential as a scorer and a shooter.
Open look for Thurtle. He dumped it down low for Denarth. The buzzer that you heard was from another court here at the Pan Am Center. Hedges up top, Gonchin, wide open look for 3, and that one is a bit strong.
Oh, what's going on?
Strong take all the way to the basket for Matisse Bellers for an easy 2. Hedges. Shot is up and it's no good, and Denarth with the clear. Lobbed up, but passing it right into the middle of a double team was Thurtle, and that's a turnover.
And Team Canada calls timeout.
Timeout called by Team Canada. Netherlands 27, Canada 26. Is this game kind of gone how you expected it to go?
A little bit. I was surprised to see Poggenwich getting inside quite so easy early on, but they seem to clean that a little bit. But these bigs getting in transition, I think Canada sometimes is getting a little concerned about getting the right matchups as opposed to the threat that's presenting itself at the time. So
Canada has to be aware of Lee Melimick with the 3 fouls now if they're going to keep him on the court, kind of protect him a little bit too.
Yeah, and we're down Joe Vermette, who's the other Class 1 that we had in Tokyo, and he's a very different Class 1 than Lee, but a lot of experience, a really great one-on-one defender at his class, and does a lot of smart things on offense to free other guys up. So we don't have that option on the bench, but then again, Jesse Huebner is there. He's been playing 5-10 minutes a game and getting some good experience as Lee's replacement, so I'm sure we'll see him in here soon.
So with the injury to yourself and Vermette, it changes Canada's identity a little bit. So it's good to have a lot of these games. And last week, or back in June, when Canada was in Europe playing a bunch of tune-up games to really try and find that team identity heading into the qualification tournament. Gonchin stepped to the basket, off the glass, did everything right, but couldn't finish.
Yeah, with that Dutch press, for instance, that's an area where Joe Vermette would be a great sub to bring him in for Lee. He really helps, break a press and create offense and really make teams pay for trying to press us. That's something we sort of learned in Tokyo. So Lee's not as much of an open court player as Joe is, but this is his chance to prove otherwise, or to grow in that area.
Long arms of D8 knocked the ball out of bounds. And I thought you made a great point in the first quarter about the press. Sometimes it's designed for a steal, and sometimes it's designed just to burn the shot clock for the other team. 10 seconds on the clock as the Netherlands inbounds the ball. Thurtle. Facing up and banking home 2 more up to North.
It's good to be tall. So
Now it's 29-26, the Netherlands by 3. Weaving his way, an open look into the game and hitting a three-pointer. Again, it's Colin Higgins. We're tied. Dumped down low, and a shot missed by Bellers, and they'll call a rebound against the Netherlands or a foul against the Netherlands on the rebound. So they've clarified, and foul shots are forthcoming. Inside 2 minutes to go here in the first half, all tied up at 29. Netherlands, by the way, have qualified for the Worlds already. Canada, they've got some work to do.
Touch got a slower lineup in here with the two Class 1s, so it's an opportunity maybe to get some back picks and maybe try to get some transition offense, some easy ones by getting maybe number 11, the slower big, or one of the Class 1s out and see if they can use that.
1 out of 2 from the line for Higgins. Canada up by 1.
2 subs coming into the Netherlands. Number 15, Untitled and number 12,
Well, scratch that, new lineup.
Yeah.
A little faster.
And Reese Evan coming into the game. Important part of the game for both teams. Carry momentum into the first half break. Zentinga inside, tough catch and finish by Bellers.
This is a more experienced play, making a good one-on-one move against Reed, a younger guy who's still learning those tricks of the post, but give Reed another 6 months, and I think he just keeps him right out of the paint, makes him look for something else.
Hedges, left elbow, great look inside to Miller. He gets fouled on the play, knocked down as late on the help, and the defense was Bellers.
Fouls on the Netherlands. Number 11, Matisse Bellers. His first personal.
If it's a shorter team, there's sort of razor-thin margins you're working with, trying a little guy pass into another little guy over a big guy, and those can go south or they can work out. But that's kind of the edge we have to play on, just because you got to keep them honest. If you never pass into those little guys, they'll just play right off them.
Tyler Miller tying the game. Miller out of Kitchener, plays for the New York Rolling Knicks, and gets both of his foul shots. And Miller.
That's incredible.
The foul on Evan.
There are a lot of ways you can get better at defense, but there's also something about just having born instincts. And Tyler, ever since he rolled onto the basketball court, has had that instinct for anticipating where the guy wants to go and getting in the way. It's a very special skill, and it's been hugely valuable in our program for the last 10 years.
Great work off the ball by Higgins, but he threw the ball away looking for Miller inside. Inside a minute to go here in the first half. Netherlands running some transition basketball right now. Spitting is Zentinga, looking to create Canada back, defending in numbers, and they'll call a foul on the play. The 8th looked like he picked it up with just 6 seconds on the shot clock.
Canada's number 23, Dave, called for the push. This is his first personal foul. Team's third.
Tough one to take, Patrick, with the shot clock winding down.
I feel like I might be to blame for that. We had a chat earlier today about his fouls being, 5 opportunities to learn on the court, and I asked, I was encouraging him to be a little bit more aggressive and make sure he's got a couple fouls on the score sheet by the end of the game.
He's a good listener.
I guess so.
Zentinga misses the jumper. 14-second differential shot clock and game clock. Higgins to put the ball on the floor. Great defense provided by Evan. Across it goes, and Hedges, they call the foul before the shot. Netherlands player got knocked down and a little bit shaken up.
This guy spends a lot of time on the floor.
Frank de Jong. Looks like he's good. Higgins will step to the line to shoot 2.
Correction on the foul, number 0, Frank de Jong. Charged with the foul, his 3rd personal.
So that's 3 against de Jong. Higgins, who's had a good first half of basketball, misses the first shot. Higgins, a guy who actually played elite hockey, grade 11 and 12 at a prep school in New Hampshire.
Yeah, pretty late joiner to the sport, but his development over the last 5 years has been pretty spectacular. And it continues, even at age 30 or however old he is.
Evan able to bank home a couple as we come to the end of the first half of play. Our score, 33-33. Nothing to choose between the 2 teams on the scoreboard. And what did you see in particular from Team Canada that you liked?
Well, again, stepping into those threes, they missed some assignments in transition, but they're physical. Put them on the line in the first quarter, made them earn it the hard way. When Tyler's hitting free throws, when they're getting little guys, Tyler hitting free throws, Bo hitting his shots, Lee hitting shots, that bodes well for our offense. So it's not all on Nick and Colin to be hitting outside shots to keep them in it.
We'll step away for halftime, and when we come back, second half of action. Netherlands 33, Canada 33. You're watching it on CBC, GEM, and the Wheelchair Canada Basketball YouTube network.
A lot has changed since you got your last perfect vehicle. You met someone. You got a dog. Your best friend met someone too. You got new interests. A new hobby. You felt a little more adventurous. You found a bigger hobby. You explored a little more. You needed a vehicle that reflected the new you. You found it. The all-new Toyota Corolla Cross. Your new perfect. A lot has changed since you got your last perfect vehicle. You met someone. You got a dog. Your best friend met someone too. You got new interests. A new hobby. You felt a little more adventurous. You found a bigger hobby. You explored a little more. You needed a vehicle that reflected the new you. You found it. The all-new Toyota Corolla Cross. Your new perfect.
Getting ready to start the second half here. 33-33 is the score. Netherlands will start off with the ball. Patrick, pretty competitive first half of wheelchair basketball.
Yeah, two very different styles of play, but pretty evenly matched at the moment. Let's see what happens here.
Colin Higgins, Nick Gonchin combining for 25 of Canada's 33 points so far, which I guess is a good and bad.
Sorry, say that again.
With Gonchin and Higgins have 25 of the 33 points. It's kind of a good news, bad news situation.
Yeah, it depends how you want to look at it.
So let's see if Canada can step up some support scoring.
But I like to see they're stepping into open shots, not trying too hard to set up their teammates. Those opportunities will present themselves eventually in the course of a game, so I think that bodes well for us in the second half.
Coming out firing is Korkmaz, and he misses his first shot. And they'll call a foul away from the ball. Zantinge will pick it up.
Doesn't seem like it means much now, but if that puts Canada in bonus, early, that can be a way for us to get some early or some easy offenses. We don't get those transition layups like a team like the Dutch does, or post-ups. So I'd look for Canada to just sort of be aggressive, try to get the Dutch to pick up some easy or some cheap fouls and get into the bonus.
Dutch working in transition, but then missing the shot was Hogenwisch. Up the floor, Jasmine will reset it for Gonchin. Held the hot hand in the first quarter as he tumbles making the pass. Went a little cold in the second quarter. And a collision between Jasmine and Zentinga will be a foul against Canada.
Canada number 11, Jasmine called for the hold. His first personal foul, his first.
One of several who were part of that fantastic 2012 gold medal team in London.
Tyler and Jazzy were those young guys, the new guys that gave us old veterans new energy. That's important. Any successful team I've been on has had a mix there's always been one or two young guys. It was all new to them, and just brought a real hunger to the program. It's infectious, you know. And, now it's Garrett, it's Reed. You need those guys. They just, they give you energy.
Up to North, 4th personal for him. So
that's 2 team fouls now, just a minute and a half into the quarter. It's one thing you can do, like Nick or Colin, sort of undersized bigs, undersized 4-5s. Like, so how can you make the other team pay? Well, just be aggressive with your chair, because they both have great chair skills, and pick up those easy fouls, and that has downstream benefits as the game wears on.
Gonchin out of the double team. Here's Higgins. Sets, fires, and halfway down and kick back up. Nobody able to find the score sheet here as we approach the 2-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. It's still 33-33. And a foul on the play. Zantinga was fouled, and 2 shots from the line are forthcoming. Little bit of a halting start to the 3rd. A few fouls have been called.
Yeah, it happens sometimes after a long halftime. But it's an opportunity for our guys to be the team that just wants to get out there and push a little bit harder and wake up a little bit sooner.
1 out of 2 from the line for Zantinga. Higgins claims the rebound, and he's right down the left side. Tough pass, though, and that's stolen away by Zantinga. Tracked back well, and the ball, though, will roll out of bounds after the turnover. So Canada, with a little bit of pressure, gets the ball back. Jasmine passing up a wide open look. Higgins, Jasmine. This one he'll shoot, and it's no good.
It's a good look, though. That's good offense.
Hagenwish. Zantinga banks one, too strong. And neither team has hit a field goal, Patrick, in the first 2 minutes and 45 seconds of quarter 3. We'll get a whistle with 11 seconds to go on the shot clock.
Someone, sounds like someone blew a tire. Looks like Colin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Higgins, Colin missed Nick on that last transition offense. I think Nick sort of assumed that he saw him, and that's something that that we're always working on, is not assuming that your teammate sees you, but kind of giving them a heads up early. Especially, again, I kind of come back to this a lot, but we're not a very big team, and so we don't have the same margin of error to get to a spot and then call for the ball. We kind of got to hit a guy in stride and give him that extra time and space to go in and finish.
So a pause while Higgins goes and gets some new wheels. This looks like almost like a NASCAR pit stop, and quickly changing the wheels and getting back on the floor.
Yeah, I think you have 45 seconds to make a repair like that before you either have to sub the guy out or call a timeout. So that's what.
So Canada will inbound with 11 seconds on the clock to work with. Miller in for Gonchin. 4 on the shot clock. It's Gonchin's shot if he wants it, and he's going to have to take it, and he does, and it's short. Kirk Maz creating a little space, dumps it down low, getting inside position for the easy 2 is Opdenorth, who's got 14 on the game. Jasmine isolated against Opdenorth. Here's Gonchin, 9 on the shot clock. Great work off the ball by Jasmine, and he finishes.
That was really smart by Nick to just let his defensive player keep pushing him away, and it created that space, that pocket of space under the basket, where then he led Jazzy with the pass. It was just clever offense.
Korkmaz. Hagenwish dumps it up to North. Can't get that right baseline shot to go. Gets it back again. Korkmaz inside, good work off the ball. Tough shot though, but he got his own rebound. That's Hagenwish. And another reset for the Dutch. 8 on the shot clock. And on the third attempt, Korkmaz misses a shot, and finally Canada's able to clear on the rebounds. Hagenwash called for the foul.
That's the third sort of careless foul in the open court by the Dutch. They're, as I keep saying, they're setting themselves up to be put Canada in the bonus here early in the quarter.
Picked up that first foul, 6 seconds in, dumped down low. And everything right, but Gonchin missed the shot, or Ostapchuk missed the shot.
Again, another nice setup from Nick, though. He's doing, using that all that scoring in the first half to set up opportunities for other guys now.
Up to North with a miss. 5:07 has been played in the third quarter, and the Netherlands with 3 points and Canada just with 2.
The lid's got to come off at some point. I think.
You made that great point about fouls as well, Patrick, as Jasmine missed the shot inside, couldn't get the rebound. That was the Netherlands' 4th team foul. Korkmaz, left elbow, wide open, can't get the shot to go. De Jong with the offensive rebounds. Up to North reset. Hagenwish for 3, that's way off. Ooh. Another offensive rebound for the Netherlands. Starting to become a little bit of a story in the third quarter.
Yeah. Some of those are just tough. They're bigger than us, but it's definitely something I think as a program we need to look at a little bit more closely. How can we, gang rebound as a team a little bit better and box out shares. Don't let these guys drift through the lane.
Korkmaz eventually got fouled by Gonchin, so he's got 2 shots from the line.
See if Nick looks to, maybe be a little more aggressive offensively here with the offense having dried up on both sides. But, I always find that's sort of the toughest part about being in that role as a ball handler, creator, and scorer. It's just knowing when to dip into either which bag, and you might have a approach early in the game to score or to look to use the threat of you scoring to set up other teammates, but really, like at the highest level, it's a balance that you have to strike at any given quarter, any given moment. And so I think Nick's really grown a lot in that regard. He's more of a natural-born scorer than I ever was in terms of he's got more of that Kobe mentality, and he's really, though, developed his playmaking ability. Now this stage of his career, the very highest level, it's about, when to channel Kobe and when to channel Steve Nash.
Gonchin with the ball right now. Wide open, and Miller, just bad luck for Canada, as Miller had that great look and just couldn't get it to sit down off the great feed from Gonchin.
That was almost on cue. So there's Nick, passes up a wide open 3 to pass into a teammate. Third or fourth guy in a row to miss a layup. So at what point is Nick thinking, well, you know what, it's time for me to shoot that? And I can't answer that for him. It's a tough, either choice is a good choice. Him shooting a 3 is a good choice. Him dumping in is a good choice. But after 4 or 5 misses, it starts to play in your head a little bit. Yeah. Maybe I need to shoot. And then maybe you start pressing a little bit. So it's tough.
Hedges off the glass and right off the bench and hitting a shot. That might cure some of Canada's shooting woes here in the third. Hagenwisch. Korkmaz, long 2. He can't find the range. Hagenwisch with the offensive rebound. Korkmaz.
That's the boxing out we're talking about there.
Zantiga hits
I was saying my bad there. He forgot to box out. Robin got that offensive rebound.
Netherlands by 3 as we approach 3 minutes to go in the third quarter of a low scoring. What a great catch underneath by Gonchin to get fouled on the play.
Fouls on the Netherlands. Number 15, Quinton Zantiga. This is his 4th personal.
So Zantiga now has 4 fouls for the Netherlands.
2 subs coming in for the Netherlands. Number 11, Matisse Mellis, and number 21, Camilo Van Tripe. At the line to shoot 2 is Nick
Camilo Van Tripe will get his first action of the game for the Netherlands. Gonchin hits his first foul shot. Second one is good as well. 1 point game, Netherlands by 1. We're inside 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Hagenwisch looking for options, having trouble finding some. Up to North. 7 seconds on the clock. Hagenwisch, jumper, short, rebound, claimed by Gonchin.
Great defensive possession.
Gonchin directing traffic, whipped one inside for Higgins.
So that's 2 more free throws.
And Canada playing with some pace, especially when Gonchin gets the ball, Patrick, and that's helped them.
Yeah. It's tough. They're playing. The Dutch have that lineup with 2 class 1s, which is two weaker spots to attack with pace and get these free throw opportunities. If I were the Dutch coach, I'd consider putting in a little bit of a faster lineup just to match up these last 2.5 minutes so that Canada can't exploit this bonus situation.
Foul trouble starting to become a story as 1 out of 2 from the line for Higgins. Canada with a 1-point lead. They've got 2 players with 4 fouls. Zantiga, who's on the bench. Optenorth has 4 as well.
Canada's playing a really high line here, just trying to prevent the Dutch from getting deep.
Hagenwisch dumps it underneath, and fouled was Bellers. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Chosen foul for Canada, number 6, Bo Hedges. It's his 2nd personal foul, team's 5th. At the line shooting 2 is Matisse Mellis.
And a lot of whistles here in the third quarter. Bellers misses a foul shot. One out of 2, we're tied at 40. Higgins will go up top for Melimick. Back again, jumper is up and it's good. Higgins, as he and Melimick work the 2-man game. Hagenwisch, all sorts of contact in the paint, and a foul will be called. Canada in the penalty.
Charge the foul to Canada, number 14, Tyler Miller, his 3rd personal foul.
3rd foul against Tyler Miller. There was a lot going on in the paint.
Yeah, I thought 21 was going to be on the line.
Shoots 2.
Dutch having some trouble at the foul line here in the third quarter. Optenorth with his 2nd one, and that one is no good too, but an offensive rebound by Hagenwisch for Optenorth, and this time he hits it from the foul line. And the Dutch Patrick getting many second chance and third chance opportunities here in the third.
Yeah, we don't have the stats in front of us, but yeah, I'd be looking at that offensive rebounding, or that look at that offensive rebounding number.
Offensive foul against Gonchin. So the foul's starting to pile up on both sides, both team and personal. Gonchin's third. Miller has 3. Melimick has stayed out of trouble here in the third quarter so far. He has 3. Hagenwish works off a De Jong's screen across, up to North.
See
Foul
Canada
line.
just sort of staying home.
And that's a good spot for him. He hits one, and it's a Dutch lead, 44-42.
He's pretty relentless at getting to different spots on the court, number 2, and he's getting pretty good at posting up, not needing to get underneath the basket to score, but
Under 1 minute to play in the third quarter.
posting up from further away.
Squares up. That's his spot. And he makes the Netherlands pay. All tied up at 44. A good one here. The Pan Am Center, and another foul. This one is going against the Netherlands.
Just a foul to the Netherlands, number 11, Matisse Brothers. It's his second personal foul.
See if Canada goes for the 2-for-1 here. I'm up for it.
Yeah. They let it roll all the way to center court. Gonchin, Higgins, quick shot, no. Offensive rebound, kick out. Melimick, jumper, no. And it's claimed by Bellers. About a 6 or 5.5 second differential shot clock and game clock. Hagenwish, foul line, squares up, dumps it. And they're going to call 3-second violation against the Netherlands inside. Last shot to Canada.
That was interesting defensive possession. Higgins just stayed on number 2, took him out, and dared him to play 4-on-4, and it works out for Canada.
Gonchin with the ball. Hedges, foul away from the ball. Offensive foul. And Miller will pick up his 4th personal. So now the Netherlands have a chance for the last shot. He's got an opportunity. It's launched and almost goes for Matisse Bellers. 3 quarters in the books. We've got a good one and a good 4th quarter coming up. It's all tied up at 44. Canada and the Netherlands.
A lot has changed since you got your last perfect vehicle. You met someone. You got a dog. Your best friend met someone too. You got new interests. A new hobby. You felt a little more adventurous. You found a bigger hobby. You explored a little more. You needed a vehicle that reflected the new you. You found it. The all-new Toyota Corolla Cross. Your new perfect.
The government of Canada is proud to support Canada's wheelchair basketball athletes from playground to podium in their pursuit of sporting excellence. Patrick Anderson, a grinding third quarter to say the least. Both teams only 11 points each. Man, there were a lot of whistles, a lot of fouls.
Yeah, both teams left a lot of points on the board, but it's encouraging to see Canada generate offense. So they did a great job setting guys up in that third quarter. Just didn't quite get the finishing that we needed. So, yeah, I think if Canada can knock down some of those little dump-ins inside and also clean up the defensive glass a little bit, I think they're in a good spot to get a win here.
Maybe things open up now. Got a lot of guys in foul trouble now, too.
Yeah, on both sides, right? So we'll see how that affects the coach's strategy in terms of lineups and how aggressively teams are D'ing up.
So you're a prolific scorer. So you have to believe if you're being guarded by a guy with 4 fouls. You want the ball so you can attack him. Safe
yeah,
to say?
Of course, it's just like being in bonus. Like, it seems like a good idea until you start to focus on that one thing and miss other opportunities. So it's a bit of a fine line. It's an art to exploiting a weakness like that. Sometimes refs, they're aware of that, so they don't want to give a guy a cheap 5th foul. So sometimes you could, get away with a few things even in that situation defending you. So you got to be careful, but yeah, it can be an opportunity.
Canada ball as we start off the 4th, and it's a turnover for Canada off the deflection. Good quick hands by Optenorth, who's been a part of the equation both offensively and defensively.
He's a big guy who moves his chair into space really well, so he looks, you think you got a passing lane, and suddenly he's there.
There he is again. Can't get the shooter's roll, though. Gonchin. Could see he was surveying his options as he brings the ball up the floor. Melimick, Higgins up top. 4 on the shot clock. It's Gonchin's shot if he wants it, and he's got to take it. Gonchin, tough leader, and he got it!
It's impressive. Not too many guys who can do that.
Optenorth got fouled on the play. He beat everybody up the floor and was in good position.
Foul Canada number 10, Lee Melimick, is her 4th personal foul. Team's first of the
So Melimick will join the parade of players with 4 fouls.
Their ball handlers do a good job of keeping their head up in transition, but 2's so fast, and sometimes he's in there so early. In order to avoid the 3-second call, they got to launch those passes from half court, and that one worked out, but a couple of them in the first half went sailing.
And to be fair, Melimick have been playing with 3 fouls for a while. So our first look at Kitchener's Jesse Huebner checking into the game. Hedges will bring the ball up.
Jesse's pretty new, but he's been putting in the time the last few years and has a real solid fundamental base. He's a strong guy. He's got some heft to him.
Higgins' shot falls short. He had an open look from around the right elbow.
So he's still learning how to play in space, but he definitely plays solid in the block, and when he gets the chair on you, he can really stop you.
The Dutch had the largest lead of the game when it was 10-5 in the early going. Since then, it's been nip and tuck and back and forth. Largest lead for Canada is 2 points. Now we're tied at 46. Gonchin, Hedges, from a good spot, can't get that one to go. And Poggenwish looking for movement off the ball, gets it in the form of Bellers. Inside, an easy 2 for Optenorth. And so Canada will utilize a timeout, 2:05 into the 4th quarter. Netherlands 48, Canada 46. And you were telling me at halftime you hoped for a close game for a number of reasons, but may as well get into the habit of playing close games as you enter a potential knockout tournament in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, they had a good chance yesterday to close out the Dutch. They were up, up 10 in the 3rd quarter, and we're still up with a couple minutes left. But the Dutch broke them down late in the game and slipped away from the Canadian guys. So now we're in a similar position here with a close game in the 4th, and just another chance to practice the sets and just the sort of mentality you have to just kind of keep doing the right things, making the right basketball play, and not get too worried about the scenario. Yeah, it'd be really nice to see him pull out a win here, coming out of this tournament and going into Brazil.
And that tournament being played in Sao Paulo, and of course some great facilities from when they hosted the Olympics and the Paralympics. in Rio. So Canada out of the timeout. Higgins dumps. Left-handed hook by Hedges doesn't go, and then he commits the foul on the rebound.
It's not a bad look, but Bo didn't really have the angle. Meanwhile, Colin is 8 feet from the basket, posted up on a shorter guy. I'd love to see Colin just think about scoring there, about shooting.
Back up the floor, here's Bellers. Off to North, they always look for him. This shot is no good.
He's been a little hit or miss on those.
Gonchin thinks three, shoots the three, just a bit strong, loose ball, and it's going to fall out of bounds but remain with Canada.
It's an example of those long three-point rebounds. Sometimes you get the bounces and get the ball back.
Gonchin, Higgins, squares up, he's thinking three. No, Hedges, offensive rebound, right baseline, and he got fouled on the play.
I don't know if you could teach that kind of hand-eye coordination. That was slick.
No foul, just a shot clock mistake that had to be corrected. Gonchin, 8 on the clock. Guarded by Pogenwish. Long distance. Shot is no good. It's Dallaire who's just checked into the game.
That's good D. They stopped all their chairs in transition.
Offensive rebound, dumped down low, and finishing was Pogenwish.
And is really bringing the ball up slowly these last couple of possessions.
Gonchin, Dallaire screen and roll, and no rebound. Hedges back for Gonchin, scoring 2.
It's a nice finish by Nick. Nice to see him push the ball up a little bit faster, maybe try to collapse the defense a little bit.
2-point game. Optonoth down low, great catch by Bellers, and the foul will be called. Might be Vincent Dallaire.
Fouls on Team Canada, number 7, That's his first personal foul, team's third.
It's a smart foul on the floor by Vince.
Here's Pogenwish. Dumped down low, Bellers off glass, no. Got the rebound though, got that size mismatch inside, and Gonchin got all jammed up, and it's 2 more.
I think Nick wanted an over the back call there, but not happening.
So here's Higgins, nice move. Open look, and he passes it up down low. Dallaire, he got blocked, got the ball back again, and that got knocked out of bounds.
Vince is used to doing that to other guys, but
8 on the clock.
Zero's got a lot of length.
Right back to the inbounder Hedges, and he got fouled on the play, and will go to the line to shoot 2. You talked about an inbound play that you inbounded the ball and the ball went right back to you after a series of screens. There, Hedges just got it back quickly.
We used to call that the smoking meatloaf. I'm sure there are 1.5 people listening to this right now who've been around long enough to remember that.
Well, it looks like, I believe it's Optonorth that's fouled out of the game, which is a huge boost for Canada's chances. 21 points he'll foul out of the game.
Yeah, I don't think he liked that call either. I think he felt like it was a bit of a bailout. That's tough, and that's your 5th.
And Hedges, who's provided valuable minutes off the bench. On the line, he's hit his first foul shot.
It's the idea. It's sort of luxury to have as good a shooter as Bo coming off the bench. As he misses. Thanks, Bo.
1 out of 2. Every broadcaster has talked about how good a shooter a player is as he promptly misses one. Great steal by Dallaire, and then helping out was Hedges. Higgins with no numbers will wait for his teammates to catch up. Space to the left elbow. Up top it goes. Foul line, yes! So Huebner knocks down a shot. 1-point game.
That felt like a long time coming for someone to knock down a shot like that. Let's hope they can keep it up.
Hagenwish down low, Bellers inside to score 2. So the Netherlands will look for alternative scoring with Opta North fouling out with 21 points. Higgins, no. Dallaire with the offensive rebound and then the back tap. Here's Bellers up the floor. Guarded by Dallaire, and the pass goes behind Hagenwish, knocked out of bounds by Canada. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Hagenwish turns the corner, no. Higgins with the rebounds. Gonchin knocked off stride, just keeps on going. And goes all the way to the basket. And he just can't get the and one, but he's going to the line to shoot 2. So Gonchin hits the first foul shot. 3:25 to go, 54-52. So 1-point game again.
See how long Coach Mateo stays with this lineup with Vince and with Jesse out there.
Brief stoppage in play. Not sure if there was a clock violation. There was no foul called. So Netherlands with Van Tripe will inbound the ball. Hagenwish for 3, no. Canada with a chance to take the lead. And they'll take advantage of the Dutch player falling. Higgins will move the ball up the floor. Evan fell down. And Gonchin can't hit the short baseline shot.
It's a good look.
We'll get a foul as Gonchin knocked down Evan. 4th on Gonchin.
Is that on Gonchin or on Colin?
They gave the foul to Gonchin. It's 4th.
That should have been Colin hitting him from behind. Whether it was hard enough to knock him over, no one will ever know.
Opta North, handed back from Bellers. Across it goes for Evan. Fade away, no. Offensive rebound. Hagenwish. Cross for Rice Evan. De Jong across. As he falls down, Hagenwish still tried to hit the shot and missed. Canada has got numbers in transition. Higgins. Gonchin met by Hagenwish. Cross for Higgins, 9 on the shot clock. Hedges tried to work a screen. 4 on the shot clock. Higgins looking to create, and it's stolen.
Had Vince up at the free throw line, but either didn't see him or decided to keep the ball and put it on the floor.
So Canada trailing by 1.
What's up coming in for Canada? Number 10, Lee Melnick, and one more stop. 14 time Miller.
So Melimick and Miller, both with 4 fouls, will check into the game for Canada. Huebner and Dallaire to the bench. Hagenwish with the ball. There's offensive foul called against the Netherlands.
It was a nice strong recovery by Colin and drew that foul. I don't think he's looking to draw the foul, just get in.
His 4th personal foul.
So De Jong has 4 fouls. Netherlands have already had Mendel up to North foul out.
For those who didn't hear, the foul was on number 0, Frank De Jong. Team's 3rd.
Inside 2 minutes to go, 1:59, and Netherlands 54, Canada 53. Colin Higgins. Hedges. That's an air ball. And here's Matisse Bellers working his way all the way to the left baseline, 10 on the shot clock. Ball on the floor, strong move, fading away, banking it in is Reseven. That's a big 2 points for the Netherlands. Higgins gets a Miller screen. Melimick, Gonchin, Higgins, again a Miller screen. Nice move inside, and he scores 2. Couple of great screens there, Patrick, by Miller.
Yeah, I thought Nick was definitely going to put that up, and he saw something I didn't see, and nice to Colin's getting a layup.
Inside, a minute to go here in the 4th quarter. Hagenwish gets a De Jong screen, skips it across.
Look the box out here.
Shot no, long rebounds. Is it going to get over midcourt? It does, but it's... Foul called away. Nope, they'll reset the shot clock to 14 seconds. A big offensive rebound by the Netherlands.
They haven't been jumping this.
Hagenwish burning down the shot clock. Evan for 3. No. Rebounds. Claimed by Hedges. There's a 5-second differential, shot clock, game clock. Higgins works his way in. Gonchin with the open look, yes! And it's a 1-point Canada lead with 19 seconds to go in the 4th quarter, and the Netherlands will call a timeout. And Patrick, that was a great play ran by Canada.
Yeah, that was that moment I was trying to talk about earlier where Nick for a split second had to dump in to the guy on the baseline, but made up his mind quickly. No, I'm going to shoot this. Glad he did.
And now, 19 seconds a D.
Yeah, they've been playing good defense, but a combination of tough bounces and not getting the chair on players has led to a lot of offensive rebounds here. So keeping the big guy out, number 11, will be the first priority. Continuing to do what this is sort of also talked about earlier, just sort of continue to do what's worked for you, which has been to let the outside, the guys shoot from outside, pressure them, but don't sell out and jump and give up early easy rolls to the basket or seals to get their big guys in. show pressure, keep those big ones out, hope they miss, and get the rebound. So we'll see if they can seem to hit, they check all those marks, all those boxes here.
Easier said than done,
Yeah.
but this is kind of the situation that you play for at any level of competition.
Netherlands hold 19 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
So Netherlands will look to go the length of the court. Zantinga
Should they brought this guy in maybe to step into one of these shots.
inside 10 seconds, gets a screen, right baseline. Up top it goes, left side, Korkmaz, jumper, no, rebound, claimed by Gonchin. And Canada, will they call the foul before the buzzer, is the question.
There will still be 1 second added to the clock. There's a foul on the play.
So Canada, 57-56, will get a couple of foul shots.
0.3 seconds added to the clock.
0.3 seconds to go. Everybody's kind of wondering what's going on. To clarify, is it a bonus situation or Canada to inbound? Canada might have to inbound the ball one more time.
Number 17, Arndt, was his first team foul.
So Tyler Miller, all he's got to do is have a clean inbounds.
Calls timeout.
And the timeout called.
That's all right. This coach is giving me more reps in the booth here.
Well, you talked about that great defense Canada had to play. They played pretty good defense.
They did. Again, they showed pressure on the ball handler there, but didn't jump, so we had to swing it around to the other side. And Korkmaz can knock down some shots, but he's coming off the bench, cold, and had to shoot it a little bit cross body. Pretty good defense, and they got the rebound.
Yes. And this timeout called is definitely a kind of a coaching teachable moment, just to close out a game.
Yeah, you can't let these moments slip by. It's not the NBA where you get 82 games or whatever it is. Got to make the most of each of these reps that we get. But this win will go a long way, just to, I think, to establish some confidence going into Brazil. And
Top 4 will qualify out of that 8-team tournament in Brazil. And as it's inbounded, it's a victory for Canada and some momentum to head to their qualification tournament in Brazil, where Argentina, Mexico, and the hometown Brazilians await. And Canada really grinded out, Patrick, a victory in the end.
yeah, it was a really entertaining first half, and then there was the second half. But hey, a win's a win. It wasn't pretty on either side, but it's been a long week. Both teams have been grinding, working hard. But yeah, I know it's more about the process, but at the same time, just getting a W really is important. I think it's going to feel good and leave everyone with a good taste in their mouth.
Well, the process will take Canada to Brazil, where they hope to qualify, and then you hope to be back in action for the Worlds. Patrick, thank you, by the way, for joining.
Thanks, it's my pleasure.
Pleasure to call the game.
It's great to have you out.
Final score, Canada 57, Netherlands 56. Canada will close out this week-long preparation camp against the Netherlands with a victory, and a good one. You've been watching this Wheelchair Basketball Canada matchup between Canada and the Netherlands on their YouTube channel and CBC Gem and CBCSports.ca.